Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Libra. If Libra is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so our card tonight is the Eight of Swords, which has to do with interference. There's a disturbance in the matrix, right? Or whatever. in the force, I guess. All right, let's take a look and see what these tea leaves have to say tonight. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell when you do. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. It's free to subscribe. All right. Okay. So the first thing I'm kind of seeing here, we have, it looks like a cow in a seated position right here. You can see the head, here kind of the body, the little legs are tucked in, all cute. Then we have a person standing here. You can see the little boots right there and the head up here. We have a person here who's raising their arm. And then over here, it looks like we have a large cat. I'm thinking like something like a cheetah or some kind of like a, I don't know, a panther or a leopard or something like this. And so I'm seeing that we have the cow, which is a source of great inner peace, right? A kind of, there's abundance there. There's health, longevity. There's also the mother goddess energy. And so very, very much the largest formation in the cup. So this is very central to your state of mind right now. I think you're feeling pretty confident in your life, in your roles in life. I feel like, a lot of things seem to be going pretty well. Maybe not the best, but well. And I feel like you're pretty happy with how it all looks, right? How it all feels. And then, I feel like there is a shift suddenly. And for whatever reason, and this is where that interference comes in, and it is the sword. So this is a mental, suit. Okay. It is the airy suit and it has to do with the mind. And so suddenly there's a shift in your thinking. Something does not feel right. Something in the home doesn't feel right. Something maybe in a relationship doesn't feel right. Maybe at work, something is a little bit off, but you perceive it. Oh, do you perceive it? Everybody else around you might think, everything seems normal. Everything seems like, whatever. But you notice that little detail and you have some questions. Yes, you do. And there's, a growing anxiety, I think. There's a feeling of something on the perimeter of your life. If you could think of, the animals at night, when a large cat comes around, right, on the hunt, on the prowl, there is a feeling of being stalked. Okay. Now I'm not saying that there's any stalking happening in your life, but there is a feeling of something invading your life on some level somewhere. Something is not right. I don't necessarily think this is a feeling of like adultery or I don't know, but it kind of feels like there's suspicion there. Or something like maybe your partner, spouse has suddenly started acting differently. Maybe you've seen some, little red flags, and they're kind of, telling you, oh, that's, whatever, that's nothing. Or maybe you haven't said anything yet at all, right? But there's that feeling, the intuition, there's the spidey sense going off, okay? And again, this doesn't have to be in the realm of marriage or relationships or anything like that, but I am seeing the heart, so I do think that you feel like something is off. Somebody's not telling you the whole truth. They're omitting something or just straight up lying, right? And, maybe this is a family member. Maybe this is your kid. It could be that as well. Maybe they are, they think they're getting over on you somehow, but they're not. you know what's going on. So we also have these two other people up here. And I feel like in this time coming up, there are going to be other parties involved, maybe not directly, but with the person pointing, I feel like you're going to get some kind of maybe confirmation or somebody bringing you information. Okay. I don't think it's anything to really worry about, though. Like, I don't want to be this kind of reader that's like gets you all, freaked out that something bad's going to happen. Because I don't think it's necessarily that. I think a lot of this is perception. And I think that you're perceiving that something feels like it's off. And maybe it is, but maybe it's definitely like something way different than you thought. Okay. This could be something good. I mean, hopefully, right? Fingers crossed. But I think more than not, it's something that has shifted in the energy of somebody in your life, right? And I don't think it has to do with you necessarily, but I think they have something going on. And I think you're picking up on that. And so, I feel like it will show itself to you. I think that this is not something that will remain any kind of mystery. So, I think that's not to worry about either. I think, you will know the full picture pretty soon here. Okay, let's see. Now we do have two fish. We have one up here and we have one right here. And so the fish are abundance. Ooh, and then we have a rat. Look at this rabbit's head. Reminds me of Frank from Donnie Darko. So we have the two eyes and we have, please don't claw my face. She's so cute, this cat. I love her, of course. But she has gotten into this habit of when I'm holding her and I'm not petting her, she'll take her little claws like this and she'll grab my face ever so softly with the end of her nails. She'll pull my head towards her, so I'll look at her so I know, hey, you need to pet me, right? So yes, we have this rabbit's head. And we have a person here who looks like they're almost waving goodbye. And I feel like, okay, yeah, we have left behind the year of the rabbit. And this one, the rabbit doesn't look that nice. So I'm wondering if like you were definitely super excited to get past that year. I think towards the end, things started to get a little bit better for Libra, but I do think that there were times where things were feeling pretty difficult. And if I recall, I think it had to do kind of with family dynamics. So I do think that there has been a sense of like, okay, we're done with this year. We're gonna start anew. Things are coming together, and And with those two fish, yeah, I feel like that is confirmed. There's not only going to be kind of this just an overall better energy to the year, but I think that there is a sense of making more money. You know, with the fish, it's the abundance of resources. So I think there's more money coming into the picture. I feel like there is a release of stress. And, you know, in this first little scenario we have where it feels like, you know, there's this kind of almost like there is the intuition, and I'm not dismissing this, but I do think that there's also this aspect of when you come into a place of kind of everything just kind of running smoothly and you're feeling like you are like meeting your goals and things are working out, you don't trust it fully, right? And you almost kind of look for reasons to be suspicious or upset. And kind of not, it's kind of self-sabotaging a little bit. But at the same time, I do think that there is something going on here. Okay. So I think your intuition is right. But I also think that you have a tendency to jump to the worst case scenario. And I don't think it's that. I don't think that it is a really big negative thing coming up here. But I do think, you know, there has to be some resolution with that, or at least an understanding of what is happening, so you can kind of be relieved of that stressful feeling, that lingering, almost paranoia, right? But that rabbit's head, he looks like a kind of mean rabbit. So yeah, saying goodbye to that rabbit. Goodbye 2023. We're already halfway through 2024, it feels like. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have going on? So we have two people dancing here. And TT's, she likes to, I have like a door that pulls across. Even when it's open, she still likes to bang it. She likes to cause a ruckus. Okay, so we have two people dancing. We also have a tree down here that has some kind of fruits or something hanging from it. And I imagine kind of this feeling of going out into, maybe camping or going to some kind of celebration in maybe like a wooded area or like a park with a large tree there. But it feels like there's a sense of almost like a wedding, maybe like lanterns hanging from the tree. But I feel like there's a release of joy here. Letting go of some of the stuff that feels like it's really, holding you in this place of anxiousness, and letting go of some of those feelings and being able to let loose a little bit. And maybe you will be with your family. Maybe you're going home to visit family, or you will be getting together with kind of your chosen family, and it's been a while. But it feels like a sense of reunion here. Now we have a 6 right here. We also have, let's see, we have a 9, we have a 6, and we have a 7, a 9, a 6, and a 7. So those are our numbers. Oh, we have a little grump down here. Look at this face. That is a grumpy face right there. What are you grumpy about? And we have a cat sitting here in the metaphysical, spiritual realm. Maybe you have a familiar that's a cat, a companion. I feel like they have a grumpy disposition. That's who I'm seeing here. Maybe they are not feeling well. Or maybe something has changed. Maybe their food is not sitting well with them. It might be time to, have them checked out, or maybe look and see how they're doing with their food. Check their how much they're consuming and what their pooies look like and how much water they're drinking and all of that kind of thing. It seems like maybe they're not feeling well. Or you've introduced somebody into the home they don't like. That could be the other thing. They're not happy about that. Okay, let's take a look over here. Okay, so we have a bird. There's somebody coming through, bringing you a message. Seems like it is somebody who is maybe transitioned. There's a dolphin here. So I know that this is somebody who's transitioned that is maybe very psychic, or there was somebody in your family who was some kind of practitioner or clairvoyant, or they had the ability to for prophecy maybe. But I think this is somebody that you were very enamored by when you were young. I think that you almost were kind of scared of them as well. Like you were very drawn to them, but it was kind of scary because you didn't understand their power, their energy, their aura. And I don't think you even understood that you could perceive their energy. And so there almost was, it felt kind of like a darkness, but I think it was not a darkness so much as a mystery. They were veiled. And I think that's because they actively protected their energies from most people. But I think as you got a little older, you got to kind of come into the inner sanctum and you got to know them a little bit. And I think that this maybe opened the doors for you to really look at your own abilities. And I think that, this is kind of what activated your deep sense of ability to connect with other people. Which I think is probably your superpower, is that you're really, really easily connect with people. And the people that you connect with more closely, you connect with on a deep level. I think that you have a lot of people who think of you as a dear friend. Everywhere you go, like when your schools you went to, the different clubs you've maybe been in or activities, your different jobs and maybe cities and towns you've lived in, you've always had friends wherever you've been. And they all think of you as somebody that they love dearly. So I think that this ability, and it is an ability to be able to connect with people and to not only be able to communicate with them, but to listen. You're a good listener. I think this came from this person, this older person. Now, I do feel that they are with you more than they usually are recently. And I think that this maybe has to do with you struggling with this feeling of something going on. And I think that they are supporting you in your journey through kind of sorting this out. And I think, definitely there are a lot of times where you really perceive your intuition, but I think it's also kind of difficult for you to always act on it. I think that you are somebody who sometimes knows, but it's hard for you to maybe be confrontational. It's hard for you to bring things up with people. Sometimes I think that you choose to ignore it because that maybe is the easier way to deal with something. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. No judgment, but I think at times it can be to your detriment. So I think, when you have these moments where you feel pretty intensely that something is amiss, you're not sure what it is, that you have this person who kind of shows up, by your side. And I think the big thing is reminding you to listen to yourself. Do not choose against yourself. You are a worthy and divine being. When you feel like something is wrong, it is not your job to make everybody else feel comfortable around you. You know something's wrong or something doesn't feel right. You don't have to sit in it, right? So I think that's the real message coming through there. Okay, we're going to check out what these doors have to say. And these are from the Divine Door Oracle card deck. We're going to flip to where it feels right. And we'll flip this one over. And it says, The Odyssey. Take in the beauty of country lands and botany. Explore the wonder like a gypsy traveler's odyssey. I don't think we're supposed to say gypsy anymore, though. So I'm sorry. I said it again. I feel like it's like it's an outmoded thing that we're not supposed to say. So I'm sorry. If that is right, I'm sorry. I always forget that that's on there. I've read it a few times and I'm like, am I supposed to say that? So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you and I thank you for spending this time with me. It's always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. It is free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I would love to hear from you. And yeah, I think that covers all of those ending things. Now, I have another question for you. If you are watching anything on TV, if you are watching anything that is of any interest, if you think it is pretty good, definitely leave in the comments your recommendations. I just finished watching the True Detective series. I am kind of watching the new Feud series with about Capote and his swans, or the socialites that he was involved with, and so now I need something else to watch. I don't know. I always get so anxious trying to find something good. So I'm definitely taking recommendations for that. Also, if you're reading anything interesting that is on audiobook. Now, I will take book recommendations as well. I just have not been reading, to be honest with you, I have not. I haven't been picking up a book lately, just because of time and such. But I've been listening. I've been listening to, what's the one I'm listening to now? It's really pretty good, actually. And I think it's technically a fantasy novel. I don't read a lot of fantasy. I don't, even in like as a movie genre, I'm not really super into fantasy. But I'm reading The Book of Doors, a novel by Gareth Brown. And it's actually I really like it. And so anyways, yeah, if you have a great audiobook recommendation. Not only myself, but there are other people who read the comments here, and I'm sure they would be, most thankful for the recommendations as well. So anyways, I love you. Take care of yourself. We will talk in just a few days from now. And good night. Good night. Good night.